My name is Katie Herrera. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was 4 years old, my mother walked my brother and I to school, which is about 2.5 miles away. She could not drive while she possessed the skills to because her residency had not pulled through. We had a car, but my father was away driving a big rig because that was his job. So while we were in possession of a car and while my mother had the skills to drive, she could not obtain a driver's license. So she would walk my brother and I to school, and then afterwards she would proceed about the city to sell bed sheets in order to make money. Afterwards, occasionally she would not be able to attend the after school and pick us up to walk us home. So sometimes my brother and I would have to walk the streets alone. So like Senator Archambault had mentioned several times, this is a public safety issue. Fast forward 10 years and I'm the program director of an after-school program at West Broadway Middle School, downtown Providence. Two of my students, Alexis and Alicia, have been living in their car for the last 2 years. Their mother is an immigrant who has 2 jobs, sometimes 3, depending on the season, really. And they'd been living in their car, but they would walk to school. And I reiterate, they had been living in their car and they would walk to school. Their mother would walk them to school because they would want to minimize the risk of being arrested, being the children of an immigrant mother. If this is a public safety issue. This is not a question of whether or not it is. Like myself and like these kids today, I would want these kids to be able to get to school safely. In my after-school program, I see lots of children with parents who have the ability to drive, but who cannot drive, or who want to minimize their chances of being pulled over. If this is a public safety issue, then I think that we should pass Bill S-2333. And to address maybe some of the issues that were presented by some previous speakers, there seems to be an increase of undocumented individuals in recent years, and I would say that that is a consequence of our economic and foreign policy that befalls us today. My family is here because of a U.S.-funded civil war, and I know that the bills such as NAFTA have displaced several communities in Mexico, so the passing of this bill does not increase other people's desire to migrate towards Rhode Island. This is an issue that has been present for years now. The immigrants are here because of our economic and foreign policy, and I'm not here to push the dichotomy of good and bad on those issues, but the fact of the matter is that Congress has been voting for these issues, which has been displacing families for generations now, and if we are going to be if that is our foreign policy, then we should support that by providing the resources that these families need after they've been displaced. And with that, I close my testimony.